Hey everybody, it's Steven Zurita here with my Classic Game of the Week. Depending on how much you've watched VGHL over the past couple of seasons, you might have noticed a pattern to my reviews, so it's no surprise that this segment is about one of my favorite games, Pokemon Gold and Silver. I reviewed the original generation of Pokemon last year, and now with Heart Gold and Soul Silver out for the Nintendo DS, I figured what better time than now to get around to reviewing the source material. 3 years after the events of Red and Blue, you play as another Pokemon trainer in the Johto region just west of Kanto. In those 3 years, scientists have discovered 100 new Pokemon, so now you have a whole new world to play in. They also added a couple other changes like the Pokegear, which is a cool watch-like device that also functions as a radio, map, and cell phone. The concept of such a smart mobile device back then blew my mind, but now we have iPhones that do all those things. Now, if we could only discover how to store creatures inside of tiny balls or in computers as data. The game also introduced item holding for Pokemon, and when they held onto items like berries, you could restore their health points or cure a status like poison or burn in battle without wasting a turn. Gold and Silver also cleaned up a couple things from Red and Blue, such as making a Pokédex that could organize Pokemon by lists, with numbers, type, and other organization systems, and a new backpack that specialized pouches and sorted items into those pouches to make it easier to find what you're looking for. Probably the most important upgrade was the introduction of an internal clock that worked even when the game was off. This let the environment switch from day to night and allowed time-specific events to happen, such as encountering nocturnal Pokemon or participating in time-specific contests. Right behind this advancement was Pokemon breeding. Now, in terms that the little kids can understand, when a mommy Pokemon and a daddy Pokemon get left at the Pokemon daycare, you get an egg. And that's where babies come from. Now that I've explained the birds and the beedrills of the Pokemon universe, let's talk about what I believe makes this the best Pokemon game so far: their devotion to the original generation. All the mechanics that made the first game great, turn-based battles, the top-down view, and classic RPG gameplay along the way, returned in this generation. The game still focused around catching every Pokemon from the Pokédex and defeating all the gym leaders to become a master, unlike the later generations that had all those added distractions. I'm looking at you, Ruby and Sapphire. Don't even get me started on how stupid it is that you can evolve a Pokemon by making it look prettier, or that they found even more Pokemon. 251 was pushing it as it is. Anyways, back to this game. The most literal way of saying this game kept the best parts of Red and Blue is the fact that the entire Kanto region is playable, with all of its gym leaders and cities from the original game. As you journey through Kanto, you see what's changed in the past 3 years and hear about a mysterious boy who defeated Team Rocket. This boy is of course the hero of Red and Blue, who you eventually fight at the end of the game. Now that I think about it, this is the only generation of Pokemon games that really benefits from playing it with an older generation. You could trade between Red, Blue, Silver, and Gold, but I also mean you benefited because Gold and Silver, in a way, completes the story of Red and Blue, while at the same time giving you a whole new story to play through. All the other generations after this just reused the original formula and basically acted as standalone games. The features they added in there made them seem pretty gimmicky as well. Yet, every time I look back on Gold and Silver, I remember the thrill of once again being able to return to the imaginative universe of Pokemon and seeing what's changed since my last quest there. And that's why it's my Classic Game of the Week.